I forgot to take my do not disturb sign off my door, and the cleaning staff leaves at 5. I woke up at like 5 minutes after 5, getting jiggy with it, as we call it. I don't know what video it was, but so you talk and talk about yourself, and that's it. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing much better. I'll tell you that for sure. Yesterday afternoon, I went to take a nap, and I forgot to take my do not disturb sign off my door, and the cleaning staff leaves at 5. I woke up at like 5 minutes after 5, and it was a ghost town. I said, "Can you clean my room?" And he said, "Staff already leave," but they brought me some towels and water, refresher, but that's fine, you know. I've been sleeping on top of the covers anyway, but that was nice. What do I want to talk about today? 100 different things, but obviously I'm inside doing this sit on my ass and drink coffee talk. Beautiful flippin' day, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I can see, I can see clearly now. With my bad eye, I can make out bodies on Kolarn. Actually, I can't. I can see the beach and the buildings along the beach and the high rises behind me here that are, you know, blocked out by the sun. And my left eye, the progressive part, same thing. I can see far, medium, near. But when I get to about a foot away, which would be like a normal distance for reading a book or document, like my next appointment slip, I can read it perfect, clear. But if I get too close, it starts to blur out. But it's amazingly better. I'm happy about that. At night, I'm supposed to wear these plastic eye guards, two, you know, each eye, one on each eye. But the tape keeps falling off, or they keep falling off because the tape doesn't stick, you know. Italian, little oily skin, you know. So I got jiggy, and I made I took some surgical masks and put them through the hole. Left the tabs big enough so they can hold. I can't see that when I'm looking through it, and I can see this barely out of my peripheral. And then the other one's like this, and I go all night and they don't fall off. I like that. Getting jiggy with it, as we call it. Now, breaking cardinal rule number 1 with, especially with live streams, but comments as well, is giving air to the fire, meaning giving trolls any attention. Okay? But guess what I'm gonna do? I had a splitting headache when I read this comment. So I just said, screw this pathetic juvenile delinquent living in his mother's basement. The name began with NZ something, like New Zealand or something like that. Not anything against New Zealanders, but that's basically what I recall. But he said, I don't know what video it was, but so you talk and talk about yourself, and that's it. Okay, right? And I just like, fuck you. Go fuck yourself, you little pussy. Keyboard warrior, hide behind it. Nah, I'm showing my fucking face. And all the channels that I moderate, still to this day, their subscriber count adds up to over 1 million people. Okay? So I'm recognizable in this entire frickin' country. I've been approached. Hey, Mr. Mitch, right? So, duh, you fucking tard. I am talking about myself. God, go figure, huh? Fuck me. I just like, I don't know. If not for YouTube, I wouldn't be a millionaire today. I'm just fucking joking. But if not for YouTube, I wouldn't have met so many my friends from YouTube, actual people I've actually met, broke bread with, drank coffee with, drank beer, alcohol, got 3 sheets to the wind with, and done it again because they were good company. They outnumber the friends I have in the States. Okay? That's a plus for YouTube. The con for YouTube is that these people, that's what I'm going to call them, these people, just have to rain on a parade, right? They just got to piss on everything or shit on it. Like 3 times shit on it, okay? Just complete. If you don't like what you're watching, turn it off, man. Go somewhere else. Pack sand, you punk. Okay? A punk in prison. That's what you are. And driven well. That's it about the troll speak. Now, I enjoy the shit out of some of the guys. You don't know, and ladies, and that comment, you don't know if I've met them or not, but many of them I have. And they'll make snarky remarks, comments, and it just cracks me up. My friend Johnny says, "Oh, I guess we're gonna have to start calling you Patch, right?" I said, "That worked for 2 days in a row. I had a patch on one eye, then I had a patch on the next eye. Now I have no patches, so we're gonna have to come up with another one." But stuff like that makes me laugh, you know. Or I can see clearly now, and then I completed the sentence. The rain is gone, right? I get it. I laughed. I have fun. And people ask some serious questions. And people try to, there are people that try to, here I say I'm done with troll talk, but nah. I fib. I tell a lot of lies. Little lies, you know. when I was talking about my, I hate calling them motorbikes, but it's kind of the terminology here. So motorbike, motorcycle, right? They distinguish in size, right? It's still a fucking motorcycle. It's not a moped. But anyway, my Yamaha Aerox motorbike, I kept calling it a dual clutch transmission. And it's not. It's not a DCT. It's a CVT, constant velocity transmission, right? But this gentleman, it's really hard to distinguish between if someone's trying to be an asshole or if they're just trying to be helpful or whatever. So I tend to lean towards they're trying to just give me advice and make a correction, right? So this gentleman says, you're wrong, and to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, okay? I don't commit these things to memory, but some of them I get reminded of, but you're wrong, it's not a DCT, it's a CVT, constant velocity transmission, etc., 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 etc. Lengthy, pretty lengthy comment, paragraph maybe, which was difficult for me to read in terms of focusing on it, right? Because now when I focus up close, it doesn't hurt in my left eye. So, or either eye, but mainly this one because it's progressive, like I've said before. But it's like, I took it as a slight, okay? Like, he's correcting me and his chest is puffing out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, whoever you were, please. But my reply was, thank you for your comment, but if you had watched the entire video, you would see at the end, I corrected myself and I showed the parts of the constant velocity transmission. I've got DCT, dual clutch transmission, on my head because I've been looking at some big bikes that have dual clutch transmissions. Even the African Twin, you can order it with a dual clutch transmission, but it's a frickin' chunk of change for something I'm just gonna kill myself on, right? Because I get on a bike and I just like want to act a fool, like a lot of these asshats that rip up and down soy forward with their shirts off, all tatted up. Oh, I'm the man, and fuck, man, there's dogs, kids, people, Indians blindly walking across the street. Dude, you're just asking for trouble. If you want to be a real man, take that fucker to the track and get on it, and really put that bike through its paces, if you're man enough, okay? That's for all you want to be fucking go speed racer on your motorcycle. Evel Knievel. Who, by the way, was the real deal. Every time he went to work, he was rolling the dice as if he'd live or not. Or be crippled again and again and again. Amazing recovery, that guy. But at any rate, that's one of my peeves is guys on these little ninjas, 400s. It's a nice bike, by the way. But when I look at one, it makes my back hurt, I went down to 7-Eleven, 7 last night, and walked past the shop on the way, and there was a Yamaha, I don't know if they call it like a roadster or a naked bike or something like that, but I thought, that's a pretty nice bike, pretty cool, I don't know how many cc's it was, but it had a pretty big cylinder head on it, so it was obviously wasn't like a 125 or, you know, it was 250, 300 maybe or more. But the handlebars were just too far forward. I'd be leaning forward all the time. And that like, oh, my back hurts when I look at that. But nice looking bike though, I'll tell you what. Nice looking cruiser. Hell, maybe that's what it's called, cruiser. It's just funny. It's funny. People, I don't know. You know, life has changed since everything evolves, right? I'm not talking Darwin and evolution. I'm talking about everything else. Okay, evolves. Pattaya, 20 years ago, was for some a paradise. Right? It's never been paradise to me. I lived here for 3 years, and but it kind of wore on me for a number of reasons. It's chaotic. It's stimulating. Sometimes overstimulating, temptation, and I got a whole bunch of friends, and every day of the week it seemed there's a birthday or a function or something, a celebration of something for somebody, so kind of feel obligated to go. And if you go, usually me, I'm going to be drinking. So I thought, well, if I continue to do this, I'm going to end up in trouble, you know. And as you know, I'm a diabetic, and drinking frequently is not a good thing for your body. So there's that. But I decided, okay. When I retired, my mission was at least a year in Pattaya, and then I'm going to move to another province until I tire of it, and then move again. Now those links have changed. I was 3 years here. I've been two and a half in Chiang Rai, but not in the big city, which most of you know, but about 30 clicks south, directly from the clock tower, 30 kilometers south on Highway 1 in the country. But there's a small town, so I'm not in a village, okay, I would go stir crazy. I have to have outside stimuli. My entire life it's been like that. If I'm holed up in a room, like when they first did the quarantine thing here, and they're talking 2 weeks in a hotel room, I said, screw that. I'll go nuts. I'll become part of the Pattaya Flyers Club. Because they would actually screw the sliders closed. You could not go out on the balcony. It's like 4 out of 5 psychologists say that you will jump if you're locked in your room for 2 weeks. I know a guy that was 2 weeks in a windowless room for his quarantine. How do you like that? And then they moved him into after about a week, he said, I can't take this. I can't take it. So they moved him to another room, but the doors weren't barred, right? So he says, well, at least I can go out on the balcony, you know. Who's going to get sick, right? He steps on a rotten board and stuffed his leg through there and cut the shit out of his leg. He couldn't get out because the boards he'd pull his leg up. It's like those Chinese finger things, you know, you pull, they get tighter. It was like that with his legs. So he's in there, help, help, yelling for help. I'm not laughing at you, but I'm laughing with you because it's been quite a few years since that happened. But I could not do that 2 week in a room thing. I couldn't. I mean, I'm 2 days in this room. because I wasn't supposed to walk very far, and it's dangerous. And I have UV glasses, but you can't use them during the night. I tried it, when in doubt, whip them out. I tried it to go to 7-Eleven, actually to Top Foods, and every freaking lump and bump and trip and curb and everything I was hitting. So I said, screw that, take it off. But cars are coming at you, and that dust, which I didn't, it was no bother before. Now it's like, oh man, my eyes are hurting, your eyes are hurting, right? So I got to carry these little saline deals with, drippy, drippy, drippy. Because there's a thing called dry eye syndrome you get. I don't know what percentage, but a lot of people, when they have this type of surgery, have dry eye syndrome for a small period of time, week maybe. But sometimes it's a lifetime. But mine's not. I can tell already. I don't need them. But, so, anyway, nothing to talk. But the meat of it is, the core of it is, I can read, it says 20 minutes right now on my screen. And I can, right about there, about 10 inches away, I can read it. Vastly different. Now this one's mono, for those that don't know, it's mono. It's a mono lens. It's long distance. That's it. So I can't read diddly with this eye. The closer it gets, the blurrier it gets. So I'm farsighted, I guess, on that. And this one is progressive. So farsighted graduates down to reading at the bottom part of the lens. When I was first trying to read, it hurt like a mother, man. I mean, it hurt when I'd focus on something. This is 8 inches away. I could fully read it. Follow-up appointment, blah, 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 blah. Doctor, my sex change doctor. No. But I can read that now. And I can see far away. We have success. Tranquility base to Houston. The Eagle has landed. I mean, come on. I'm over the top. I'm stoked. I mean, really happy with the outcome. But I'm still following all the rules. I'm washing with saline. I have alcohol spray. I wash my hands really good with soap and water. Dry them off with a clean towel, because you get 2 towels, right? So I use the one towel, not my shower towel. And then alcohol spray, cotton swabs, sterile cotton swabs, and then saline solution. And I wipe clean around my eyes like that, right? So I'm going to follow the rules until she tells me, until my surgeon says you can, change it up. So I'm happy about that. Very happy. I appreciate everyone's well wishes and get well soon and everything like that. But hey, I know I can't stand looking at myself like I'm doing now. That's why I look away a lot. I just don't like it. And when I upload a video, I always watch it to make sure I didn't say something really stupid, that would offend the kingdom. Okay? So I don't feel like going to prison or getting blacklisted, right? And when I respond to these asshats, these juvenile delinquents, I don't threaten them. I don't do anything like that, because they can report you for hate speech or whatever like that. and then you get in trouble with YouTube. So I'm very political about that. I'm creative in my responses. So I can push your hot button and you don't even know I'm pushing it. But the point I was trying to make was, I get that you don't, I mean, the YouTube algorithm shows average watch time. It doesn't say this person watched this much and this person watched this much. But this one gentleman that commented, he commented on the first minute. And actually made himself look like a fool. Because at the end of the video, I corrected myself. Or if he had read the description, I put in the description, hey, I said DCT because that dual clutch transmission has been on my head. Because all these big bikes I've been looking at are either manual or dual clutch, right? The big scooters, okay, they're all dual clutch transmission. But you start getting up into the 500s and stuff, you have choices, you have options. They cost more, whatever. But I'm on the fence now. I had her dial in what I wanted to get. And then I injured my eye. So I had all that time face down for reflection. Not that the sheets reflected, but I could reflect in my head while I was had cabin fever and going literally crazy for 4+ weeks face down, trying to sleep face down, let's say. So this is going to run long. I apologize.